understand. A good decision. I should be clear on this. Rescuing Shen was personal. She was our friend and part of the team. But from a strategic standpoint, rescuing Shen was a make-or-break operation for the future of the Resistance. Without her, the Avenger would never fly again, and we wouldn't have half the tech we have today. Watch my back. It's far, but I can reach it. Between the growing number of resistance cells popping up around the world and our local operations to rebuild the Avenger, the Elders must have been getting nervous. The new Advent team was decent in combat, but as we learned, that wasn't their primary focus, and they had been plenty busy. I'll go quickly. Security wasn't overly tight at the compound. Advent's new team was obviously hoping stealth and smaller numbers would keep their operations under wraps. We were just fortunate the few contacts we had made at that point managed to help us find Shen. I see the path. I can cover it. We were all relieved to find Shen alive and ticking, and surprisingly enough, not much worse for wear. I'll tell you what, the alien sure could have learned a thing or two about interrogation techniques from our old friend, Dr. Vahlen. Good luck finding her, though. It requires patience. I'll lead the way. The Advent compound was a clandestine holding facility, and it was definitely built to house a lot more people than Shen alone. They had obviously been at this for a while now. We found evidence of other prisoners, but no one left alive besides our girl. Folks says hello! My ammunition is almost gone.
senses are keen.
I'm on it. It must have been one of you! Shen was held under some kind of psionic stasis for most of her time at the compound. But she was awake long enough to see a few of the other prisoners. She could tell by the condition they were in that they came from the slums outside of one of the city centers. If they were resistance cell leaders, we needed to find out. Heading out. I will reposition. Good riddance. I will need more ammo.
I comply. I'll keep it under watch.
Throwing grenade!
Remember your training.
They're hitting this area. Loading fresh ammo. No compromises.
For the Templars! Another lucky fall! For the cause. As you order, you will have your access.
Access granted.
I've been granted many gifts. The VIP is with us,
I was
preparing
wondering
to
when you'd
evacuate
show
the
up.
area.
Get me the hell out of here, Central.
It's not too far. This
not abandon you. Guide my hand.
Kill confirmed!
Righteous strike. Suffer as we have. Onward. Running.
In short order.
I'm next.
We had freed Shen, but we still had to get clear of the Advent facility. This day is done. And we're off. I'm gone. It wasn't the cleanest operation, but we got Shen home safe and not much worse for wear. If we were going to chase the Advent extraction team across the continent in hopes of finding their other prisoners, we were going to need some better equipment. Shen was pretty out of it most of her time with Advent. But she swore up and down that she had heard something about the aliens moving people by train. With that in mind, we were able to narrow down the locations where Advent was actively moving trains near the city center slums. We didn't know who we might find down there, but it was up to us to defend anyone willing to stand at the resistance. Who would have guessed it would end up being one of XCOM's greatest heroes? Shen was right. Advent's extraction team had pulled a train right into the slums outside the city, and were using it as a prison on wheels. Whoever they were holding was obviously pretty important, so we figured it was probably best to get them on our side. Covering ground.
That seems reasonable.
had been establishing contact with resistance cells wherever we could, but there were still plenty of groups out there operating on their own agendas. As we discovered that day, the local contingent called themselves Children of the Earth, and it was their esteemed leader, Jane Kelly, that Advent had set their sights on.
As you order.
My turn on watch.
My senses are keen.
Scanning. At the time, I had never heard of Jane or her crew, but local rumors had talked them up to be the nastiest bunch of alien-killing maniacs west of the Mississippi. If what they said was true, I was more than happy to risk a rescue if it meant recruiting a few more heavy operators for XCOM. A delicate placement.
I'll try not to break this one.
Access granted.
We've been spotted! My strike surges forth! You equipped in our power! As you order. There's some damage here!
running an active and eager resistance cell, Jane was known for her surprisingly quiet, calculating demeanor. While most of the resistance groups were guided by the charisma of their leaders, these Earthers followed Jane because of her skills, not her words.
Power mocks you! Your God abandons you! The elders pursue me!
Once we set her loose, Jane was eager to jump back into the fight. I almost felt guilty about depriving her team of a gifted leader. But if XCOM was going to spearhead the resistance, we needed the best people we could find leading the way.
I'll need more ammo soon.
I'm getting pretty good at this.
Advent was risking a... Shen was pretty out of it most of her time with Advent. Or up and down that she'd heard something about the aliens moving people by train. With that in mind, we were able to narrow down the locations where Advent was actively moving trains near the city center slums. We didn't know who we might find down there, but it was up to us to defend anyone willing to stand with the resistance. Who would have guessed it would end up being one of XCOM's greatest heroes? Shen was right. Advent's extraction team had pulled a train right into the slums outside the city, and were using it as a prison on wheels. Whoever they were holding was obviously pretty important, so we figured it was probably best to get them on our side. We had been establishing contact with resistance cells wherever we could, but there were still plenty of groups out there operating on their own agendas. As we discovered that day, the local contingent called themselves Children of the Earth, and it was their esteemed leader, Jane Kelly, that Advent had set their sights on.
We march towards enlightenment.
comes naturally.
I'm on it.
At the time, I had never heard of Jane or her crew, but local rumors had talked them up to be the nastiest bunch of alien-killing maniacs west of the Mississippi. If what they said was true, I was more than happy to risk a rescue if it meant recruiting a few more heavy operators for XCOM.
Never sense any disturbance.
Keeping an eye out.
Despite running an active and eager resistance cell, Jane was known for her surprisingly quiet, calculating demeanor. While most of the resistance groups were guided by the charisma of their leaders, these Earthers followed Jane because of her skills, not her words.
They've got our position.
Así vamos.
The only fate possible for aliens.
We'll pay the price. You will torment us no longer. We march towards enlightenment.
They're all over me! I'm gonna be sick!
Once we set her loose, Jane was eager to jump back into the fight. I almost felt guilty about depriving her team of a gifted leader. But if XCOM was going to spearhead the resistance, we needed the best people we could find leading the way.
Feel the power of the Templars. Another lucky fall.
for it.
Give me time to reload!
No one will cross.
For the course.
Advent was risking a lot trying to bring our people in alive for interrogation. That's how I knew they were starting to worry about what we might do with the Avenger. Just think where we might be today if they'd gone ahead and executed everyone.
You have my trust.
Moving.
As fast as I can.
Reapers are always vigilant.
No one gets by me.
I'm watching.
It's easy to see it now, but I never would have guessed just how valuable Jane would eventually be to our future operations. Aside from the commander, she's way more famous than the rest of us. Hell, even the Chosen have heard of her these days. We are compromised.
A righteous strike. You are Lord to fear us! To victory.
Whatever you say, Commander. We can take that.
Access granted.
Play nice, Rover.
I could use the exercise. My eyes are peeled.
I am the focus of their attacks!
give me a resupply.
Always wanted to try this in the field.
Access granted.
Let's see how their encryption holds up. I'm in. That one's for Earth.
This world is ours! Where are your saviors now? It's not getting up! Onward!
I can't let that happen again. I will need more ammo. And we're off. Eat it!
I'm bringing the VIP to safety. We managed to free Jane just in time for her to jump into the fight.
I comply. No one will shut us here!
I must reload. Let the hunt begin. I am on the move.
Guide my hand.
Let's do this.
Heading out.
My senses are keen.
Hold it down here. I understand.
It's far, but I can reach it.
On my way.
Going hard!
Agreed. I'm leaving the battle.
Rover, let's move.
Running! Moving as ordered.
Heading home.
Jane was safe and secure. The latest XCOM recruit, ready to serve. When all was said and done, Jane made sure every soldier on that squad knew how much she appreciated their efforts to save someone they had never even met. We were always on the lookout for fresh gear, especially with the growing number of recruits we had coming in. Within a few weeks of scooping up Jane from the slums, we got word from one of her scouts that the aliens were moving something across the territories. Something big. We couldn't always count on these reports to be accurate, but from the description it sure sounded like a weapon to me. If it was really as big as Jane's guy claimed, it didn't matter where they were hauling it off to. We couldn't risk it. If we were going to lead the resistance, then we had to start acting like it. That meant taking the fight to them. Once we hit the ground, it was obvious we had made the right choice in coming after this thing. It was some kind of artillery piece, bigger than anything we had ever seen in Advent's arsenal. The aliens weren't expecting an attack, but the area was still crawling with Advent regulars providing security. I am on the move.
You can never escape my
I
sight.
found their patrol.
I trust in your command.
Got it.
No one gets by me.
Scanning the area.
I considered the possibility that we might be walking into an elaborate trap, but Advent had provided a prime target whether it was a setup or not. Letting it go wasn't an option at this point. A patrol is upwind.
It's far, but I can reach it.
Rolling out.
Got it covered. Reapers are always vigilant. If we had had time to plan out something a little more subtle, Shen probably could have rigged the cannon's power source to overload once they eventually tried to use it. In this case, we always had our faithful X4 to fall back on. Now we wait.
always find you.
They got me.
Jump off my face. My tank is exposed. They found us. Under attack here!
I remember. Need some help about my father.
This position is no good anymore.
With Jane on board, I probably could have handed off command of the squad to her. But back then, I'll admit I was eager for action. The aliens had taken so much from us. There was something satisfying about returning the favor to them directly.
Hostile terminated.
In short order.
This world is ours!
They got me.
Can't take much more of this!
Within a few weeks of scooping up Jane from the slums, we got word from one of her scouts that the aliens were moving something across the territories. Something big. We couldn't always count on these reports to be accurate, but from the description it sure sounded like a weapon to me. If it was really as big as Jane's guy claimed, it didn't matter where they were hauling it off to. We couldn't risk it. If we were going to lead the resistance, then we had to start acting like it. That meant taking the fight to them. Once we hit the ground, it was obvious we had made the right choice in coming after this thing. It was some kind of artillery piece, bigger than anything we had ever seen in Advent's arsenal. The aliens weren't expecting an attack, but the area was still crawling with Advent regulars providing security. I considered the possibility that we might be walking into an elaborate trap. but Advent had provided a prime target whether it was a setup or not. Letting it go wasn't an option at this point.
I can make it.
Running.
The target is marked.
If we had had time to plan out something a little more subtle, Shen probably could have rigged the cannon's power source to overload once they eventually tried to use it. In this case, we always had our faithful X4 to fall back on.
Volk says I am to obey.
The power source they're using to charge that gun is different than anything I've ever seen. We could be looking at the very latest and greatest in Advent tech. It's almost a shame to blow it up.
A power guides me.
Already there.
With Jane on board, I probably could have handed off command of the squad to her. But back then, I'll admit I was eager for action. The aliens had taken so much from us. There was something satisfying about returning the favor to them directly.
I am watching.
We could use one of those.
Yeah, they can see us.
It was just off.
Roger that.
They're eager to strike me. I can't take this alone.
power leave me.
We had to figure this cannon of theirs was meant to be pointed at us. I mean, there just wasn't anyone else out there worth hitting with a gun that big. The Avenger was the biggest threat on Advent's radar, and they had built a weapon worthy of shooting us out of the sky.
Feel the power of the Templars.
Eat it!
Who can give me a resupply?
Suffering increases. I can see them blinking. Consumes me.
Incoming over here! Damage here!
If the Avenger had been flight-worthy at the time, I might have suggested we try to steal Advent's new toy rather than destroy it. Would have made for a hell of a deck gun. Still, it's hard to describe how pretty it was when we finally lit that thing up.
I am out of ammo. Now we fight in the open.
Target eliminated.
Little did we know that we would end up seeing another version of their cannon again in the future. And they almost got us with it too. But that's another story altogether.
Moving to position.
Running!
On your order.
Moving out.
No place for you to go now. There is nowhere to hide.
Heading out. I'll get him next time.
I go where I am needed.
Fire's getting close here!
We had cleared the area. All we had to do now was plant the bomb. The shadows fail us.
Good to go. I'm watching.
I'll watch closely.
We planted the bomb on Advent's cannon. Now we just needed to get clear before the fireworks.
Affirmative. Let's do this. I'm on it. I'm going.
It's not too far. My fight is over.
Getting out of here.
Boom! It was quite a show. I really can't describe it. It was a hard fight. Maybe harder than we were hoping for. But at the end of the day, Advent had one less toy to play around with. That explosion took out most of what Advent brought with them. But Shen still managed to salvage a few components to improve our gear. It wasn't until later we found out who it was Advent had captured trying to blow up their cannon. Peter Osei and his wrecking crew were one of the only groups willing to venture into the city centers, and he made quite a reputation for himself taking down high-value Advent targets. As you might imagine, that also put him on a short list of resistance targets that the aliens were falling all over themselves to capture or kill. In Osei's case, he was finally rounded up during the convoy raid, and now he found himself imprisoned in the heart of the city. Even people not willing to associate with the Resistance had heard of Osei in those days, especially in the cities. It would have been a huge blow to morale if we had let Advent execute him. Not that that was our only motivation.
I understand. The target is marked.
I can make it.
On it.
I've got enemy movement here. Osei was a man after my own heart. A gung-ho leader who was willing to put his own ass on the line to stop Advent, when and wherever he could. He may not have been a strategic mastermind, but he certainly had a knack for finding interesting targets to drive the aliens crazy.
That's a long run. I have sight beyond vision.
A good decision.
I'm all over it.
With his failed sabotage attempt on the Advent cannon, Osei and most of his team wound up in the nearest city center jail. Unfortunately for the others, by the time we got in there, he was the only one they were still keeping alive.
It's too well shielded. You're busted.
I know where you are.
compromised.
I will always find you.
They got me!
For the most part, I had our people avoiding the city centers whenever possible. Security was through the roof, with advent checkpoints and chip spawners on every major thoroughfare. In retrospect, this mission was the closest thing we had to a trial run for our eventual rescue of the commander.
All right, just strike.
I was never here. No need to ask twice.
Moving out!
I'll be there soon.
You will never hide from me.
They have a patrol moving here. The other problem with moving inside the city centers was the propaganda. Advent had taken to aggressively posting resistance mugshots, surveillance footage, renderings, anything they could find to put our faces up in lights. It was exactly the kind of attention we didn't need.
We have ammunition available.
I'm spotted.
My strike surges forth.
Target neutralized.
Rolling out!
It was no secret that Osei loved the attention Advent had been giving him. If I was trying to avoid attention, he was more than happy to be soaking it up. He wasn't all that chipper when we found him in that Advent jail, that's for sure.
I'm reloading.
Keep up, Rover.
You cannot run.
Protect me from this.
XCOM needed a guy like Osei. We had more than enough grim faces and serious attitudes as it was. Losing him on Gatecrasher was a tough blow. Even with all the good cheer surrounding his return.
Target eliminated.
For the Templars!
You got it, Commander.
I can get there.
Overwatch confirmed.
Let's see how their encryption holds up. Got it. Double time!
Osei was all smiles once he laid eyes on us. I can cover it.
I can cover it.
Moving out.
There is nowhere to hide.
I'll keep it under watch.
Let's do this. Location confirmed.
Running!
I am on watch.
Light him up, Grover.
We can no longer hide.
Strike for my people!
No time to spare.
It's far, but I can reach it.
Glad I kept up the cardio. Copy that. I'm done.
Returning as ordered.
Making my exit.
Heading home.
We got Osei out of there as quick as we could, despite his enthusiasm for a fight. I had expected we might take some casualties heading into the city, but we managed to pull off Osei's rescue with manageable losses. We had been grabbing Advent gear whenever possible. It gave Shen a shot at reverse engineering their latest tech. It was no surprise that Advent had made an attempt on Ana Ramirez. What was surprising was that they actually managed to find her. See, Ramirez was one of the finest guerrilla operators we had run into. So much so that we had convinced her to start training recruits of her own to spread the knowledge around. I'm not one to sing the praises of Advent, but even I'll admit it. I was impressed they tracked her down. Still, Ramirez is no easy mark. She managed to get a signal through to us right when Advent hit her camp. We knew Ramirez wouldn't back down from the fight, so if we had any intention of keeping her alive, we'd have to work fast. She had been training recruits in an old freight yard for a few months now, and I guess her little school had finally outgrown the shadows.
A good decision.
Gen 4.
Rolling out.
Affirmative, covering now.
In the old days, Ramirez was what you would have called a survivalist. I don't know her exact motivations, but she had taken to living off the grid well before the invasion even started. While things were falling apart for everyone else, isolation kept Ramirez out of the alien sights.
The juice is loose. You're spotted.
I will always find you.
On the move. Hostile terminated.
Copy that.
Running!
As you order, Commander.
Tell my kids
You can never
See them
escape
trying
my
to
sight.
break! Get shot up!
No place for you to go now.
The thing about Ramirez was, despite all the time she spent on her own, she never turned into the kind of loner crackpot you'd normally find out there. For some of us, the isolation of surviving on the fringes was almost too much to handle. not Ramirez. When we finally picked her up, she was as sharp as any XCOM recruit we had ever had.
Won't even know what hit him.
Let them pass.
My senses are keen.
Roger. Gotta shoot whatever moves, right?
It was concentrate.
Damn it!
You're
Went
coming
off the
around the
armor.
side.
When Advent started cracking down on livestock and homegrown crops, survival skills like foraging and gathering were all that some people had left to go on. For the others that couldn't just flip a switch and become self-reliant, the city centers were the only choice they had.
Good to go.
Hostile terminated. Moving to position.
We are too much for them.
This fire is growing out of control. It's a little toasty here.
From my perspective, the only way Advent had any chance of finding Ramirez on her turf was if someone from the inside gave up her position. There were a lot of fresh faces among her recruits, and it could have been any one of them. We also had the faceless to consider.
hidden away. Time to motor.
Rolling out.
I go where I am needed.
I have sight beyond vision.
I can do that.
Come get some.
Come to think of it, I'm not sure we ever did get the story from Ramirez on what led to the raid on her stomping grounds. I want to say we decided that it wasn't an infiltrator, but the overzealous use of improvised explosives that eventually caught the aliens' attention.
I'm bringing the VIP to safety.
I don't think Ramirez was expecting us, but she was definitely relieved.
Heading out. Take this!
Ramirez officially joined the Avengers crew, she stayed on in her capacity as a teacher when she wasn't out killing aliens. She actually helped design some of the training facilities we're using today.
Boom! Went off the armor. Getting short on rounds.
I'm almost out of rounds. Position compromised.
Blasting strike.
I need ammo to hunt.
Rover! Get that med kit ready.
I must move quickly.
I see the path.
No need to ask twice.
Running.
Fast as I can.
I'm going for it.
I've had my fill.
I'm gone.
I'm out of here.
I'm covering. On the move.
Time for me to
Come
go.
on, Rover. Time to go home.
Ramirez made it clear of the AO. I'm not sure how many of Ramirez's recruits survived the attack, but she made it out alive along with most of our team. We gathered up what we could from the remains of Ramirez's training area, but it's not like the recruit she was working with had the best gear to begin with. Now this part of the story, this is something you won't hear about very often. The origins of Dr. Tygan's relationship with XCOM. He wasn't exactly captured, but when we got to him, he was at the end of his rope.
My position is concealed.
Desperate to get away from Advent. So desperate, in fact, that in a hastily performed fit of self-mutilation, Tigan removed his own chip implant the hard way, through the back of the skull. Needless to say, that rendered him unconscious, and with only hours to spare before the aliens realized what he had done. Tigan made contact with one of our people close to Advent before pulling the plug on his chip. It was sheer luck that we were in a position to send a team after him. A few days earlier, and he might have found himself with an even bigger hole in the back of his head.
Says I am to obey. Never escape my sight.
An alien scouting party. Moving as ordered.
I see the path.
Move.
Good to go.
Stepping off.
There is nowhere to hide.
The aliens had Tigan working out of a lab space down in the tunnels under one of the city centers. Aside from the fact that he was collaborating with the enemy, I can see why he would want to get out of his current situation. Aside from his equipment, the place was kind of a dungeon. I will go.
The trap is set.
Nowhere to hide. We're in their sights.
Target neutralized.
I know where you are.
Focus strike of power.
Go, go! Dig in!
The fire's getting worse!
Having lost all contact with Dr. Vahlen after the invasion, our growing resistance movement was in desperate need of anyone with medical expertise. Had our original chief scientist still been with us, I'm not sure we would have taken such a great risk rescuing a former collaborator. At least in those days. Don't tell him I said that.
I must move quickly.
The power guides me.
Fast as I can. No need to ask twice. Enemy patrol on the move.
On it.
On the move. Going up. On your order.
Moving out.
I shoot whatever moves, right?
I have sight beyond.
Time for a power surge.
I'm on it. This is for you.
do. Standing fast.
Tigan knew it wouldn't take Advent all that long to notice he was no longer tied into their network, but that didn't stop him from pulling the plug anyway. I don't want to make any presumptions about his mindset, but it was clear he had had enough of whatever he was doing down in that lab of his.
Covering ground. I can cover it.
You got it, Commander. On it. Looks like hostiles over here.
Rolling out.
No need to ask twice.
Double time.
Always wondered what this was like.
Starting to get cooked.
You have to remember, when all this went down, all we knew about these Advent implants was that they were starting to pop up in most of the city centers. Tigan was likely among the first humans ever implanted with one, and he was definitely the first person to ever try pulling one out.
That's a long run.
You will never hide from me.
An alien patrol.
Let's do this.
Copy that.
Moving to position. We're green to go.
I'll keep an eye on it.
I maintain my watch.
Roger, holding. I'm on it. Moving to Overwatch.
It took some time before Tigan gained the crew's trust. I think even today Shen still keeps her guard up around him despite all the work they've done together. At this point, I'd say give the guy a break. But maybe I'm just getting soft with old age.
On your order.
We can no longer hide.
Armor still holding.
Roger, I've got my eyes on.
rounds.
Heads down!
It was concentrate.
Wear off the armor. Busted. Heading out. Hostile terminated.
That ain't gonna stop it.
Fire's getting close here.
Re-up and reload.
Getting short on ammo. Get it done.
Stepping off.
Double time.
I'll lead the way.
Let's
Just
go.
in time.
Getting out of here.
Getting out of here.
I'm out.
Too close to the heat.
We had a limited window of opportunity to work with here. Advent was bound to notice Tigan's abrupt departure from their network quickly. Fighting in the tunnels was no easy task, and took a toll on some of our people. We got Tigan out of there, though, and that was sure to slow down whatever Advent had him doing. I don't remember grabbing anything of value from Tigan's underground lair, much to his dismay. Shen was still reliably churning out the upgrades, though, so we were doing all right. Once he finally recovered from the operation, our new friend Dr. Tigan was grateful. To the extent that Tigan expresses that sort of thing anyway. He was also eager to prove his loyalty,
Now
to
for
shake
now.
off whatever bad deeds he had done in the service of Advent. He told us about a powerful artifact, a remnant of the old XCOM base the aliens had found and sealed away deep in some stronghold for further study. He was vague about the whole thing, which didn't help alleviate any suspicions we might have had about his story. Still, it was worth a shot. Whatever we were after, the aliens buried it deep in a stronghold unlike anything we'd ever run into. The only way in was through an old ventilation shaft, dropping down through the ceiling. Even the aliens had to breathe sometime, I guess.
화장실 좀 갔다 오겠습니다. 잠깐 정지하도록 하죠.
I am on the move.
No place for you to go now.
Moving as ordered.
We march towards enlightenment.
Got it covered. Moving to designated position. Roger, I've got my eyes on.
I'm on the move. I've got my eyes on.
Roger. I've got my eyes on it.
Retelling the story now, it doesn't make much sense that we would have followed a half-baked lead into an unknown alien facility. But that's XCOM for you. Always chasing something. Besides, I don't know what it was, but I had a strange feeling going into this one.
The juice is loose. They're on to us. They've seen me.
Catch! We have multiple targets down.
On your order. On the move.
Heading out.
Copy that.
Moving out!
I go where you tell me. So what is decided?
Fire's getting worse here.
It also dawned on me that if the aliens were any good at espionage, Tigan would have made for the perfect bait. We rescue him, he gives us the location of some weapon we can't pass up, and we send a team of our best people into an ambush. Still, it ended up being worth it.
Getting it done.
Stepping off.
Roger that. I'm watching.
I think just about everyone on the squad had a theory as to what it was we would find in there. If I had known Tigan then as well as I do now, I would have put my money on it being the recipe for Advent Burger's secret sauce.
I'm ready. I'm on it.
I'm all over it.
On Overwatch.
Reapers are always
No
vigilant.
one gets by
Covering.
me.
I've got movement. Heads up.
Dig in.
As things dragged on, my patience for this scavenger hunt was getting thin, to the point where I almost had them haul Tigan out of bed to give us some clue as to what we were doing down here. He was certainly giving the Elders a run for the most indecipherable statements award.
Moving out.
You will never hide from me.
The invaders send a patrol.
You got it, Commander. Moving to position.
On the move.
Heading out.
My watch begins.
Scanning.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'll keep an
I'll keep an
eye.
eye on it.
Facilities like this were an important reminder of just how far Advent had come over the years. Building something like this was a huge undertaking, and there was no telling how many more of these places were out there. It was daunting to consider, but we tried to focus on the task at hand.
I will reposition.
That seems reasonable.
Glad I kept up the cardio.
We are compromised.
It hit the plate.
Go, go, go!
Deploying grapple.
And another.
I'm on Overwatch. Missed the target. They're trying to flank me.
Aside from Gatecrasher, this was one of the last tactical operations I took the lead on. And to be honest, it was probably for the best. I put my body through a lot over the years. It was getting harder and harder to keep up with our new recruits. Plus, I knew it was time to try being a real leader.
You cannot run. Advent soldiers loiter carelessly.
I'm on it.
On your order. Enemy is still up. Hunt them down!
Let the hunt begin. I go where I am needed.
On your order. I hit it. Running on reserves here. Going up. Moving to position.
I'm on it. Better start running. I banish you.
We are known to them.
Hit the plate.
I can do that.
I loaded these cartridges myself.
As you direct.
I'm reloaded. It's killing time.
We're green to go.
Strock,
Locked and loaded.
heading out.
Moving to position.
Go, go, go!
I must move quickly.
I'll lead the way.
Keep up, Rover. Got it covered.
Roger that.
I'm all over it.
If they move, it's on.
I've got movement here. Moving to Overwatch.
I see everything.
I'll keep a watchful eye.
Come get some.
Moving to Overwatch.
Got it covered.
I'm covering.
Heads up, got movement.
On your order.
Overwatch.
I'm on it.
Watching comes naturally.
I'll keep it under watch.
Eyes peeled. Affirmative, covering now.
On Overwatch.
Shh, you hear that?
Objective sighted.
When we spotted that final chamber, I knew that had to be the place. They had really gone out of their way to build this reveal.
I'm a ghost.
On the move.
Moving to designated coordinates. Hostiles making the rounds. Scanning.
Come get
Moving
some.
out.
My eyes are peeled.
My watch begins.
My senses are
Always
keen.
wondered what this was like.
Hostile target down.
Nowhere now, the elders, dogs.
You can never escape my sight.
They've got eyes on me. I only scratched them. Watch the sides! On the move.
Heads down.
X-ray neutralized. Enemy is still up.
Got a piece of the armor.
I'm on it.
The time for hiding is over.
I'm on it. Bombs away!
On your order.
Don't sit by the bush!
Rolling out.
Come up. Barely got it. Awaiting instructions. This world is ours. Its only job is cover.
Holding.
I can't get my bearings.
I'm in it bad!
One of these days they might hit me. Come on. The target is looking wonderful.
Damn it!
This.
Really hurts. Stay put. Hostile target down.
I'll need at least one more shot. My ammo is run dry.
cover it.
Going hard!
Heavy fire here.
I can hear them! The voices! They're everywhere!
For the Templars!
We cleared out the secret facility. Now we just have to find the mysterious object of power Tigan alluded to.
Already there.
Moving to Overwatch.
I shoot whatever moves, right?
We got the gear.
I was skeptical of what we found. I mean, why the hell would they have my sweater all tuned up like that?
예, 이상으로 라자루스 프로젝트까지 마쳤습니다. 봐주신 분들 감사합니다. 후원, 예, 나와주신 분들 감사합니다.